I'm Dr. Cortez, your business doctor. And once again, welcome to our lesson for today in marketing management. Okay, and we'll start presenting the PowerPoint. Alright, so the title of our lesson for today in marketing management is Handling Angry Customers, a very angry customer. Okay, so for the past lesson, we have been talking about that customers are the lifeblood of our company. It's very crucial for us to handle them appropriately, because if they will leave our business, we don't have revenue anymore. And what is important is this should always return to your business to continue earning revenue or profit for the company. And the topics to be covered for today are the following: what we need in customer service, and also the numbers about customers, and also how to handle angry customers. So those are the topics to be covered for today. And of course, we have the learning outcomes, the objectives of this lesson. So palagi tayong mayroong objective para alam natin na at the end of the lesson, ito yung mga bagay na dapat yung matutunan or things to be learned after we are done with this lesson. So after this one, I have here interpret how customers wanted to be treated. And dapat pa natin malaman how to handle yung mga galit na customers. And that is important. That is the thing that is very important for us. Paano natin sila hawakan, or how to treat those angry customers. Alright, so let's start with this one. We did the following in customer service. Ito yung mga kailangan natin malaman, matutunan. Responsiveness, assurance, empathy, physical facilities, employee appearance, reliability. So ito yung these 7 things, 6 no, actually, are the things that play major role in doing our customer service. Example, the assurance, responsiveness, saan dyan ang mas importante? For example, no, among those 6 elements, saan dyan ang mas pinaka-importante when it comes to handling customer or doing our customer service? Yung assurance ba is more important than responsiveness? Or yung employee appearance ba ay important? Gaano ka-importante yung employee appearance? In customer service, employee appearance also is a major role, kasi pag nakita nila na ikaw ay hindi masyadong tidy, hindi masyadong pleasant, pag ako yung customer, parang kita masyadong papaniwalaan, right? So that it means that employee appearance are important. And of course, physical facilities, for example, is important also in customer service. For example, wala kang database na, ang telephone is not working, so it plays a major role in customer service. And yung assurance lang, no, even if we can't do that right away, but just the assurance that we can be waiting for something next tomorrow or next day, because you assured us na. So this is important for us na, as a customer. Okay, so yung anim na pag ni-rumble natin yan, which one is the most important? Which one should go at the top of the ladder, or which one should go to the bottom of the ladder of customer service? If we're going to arrange these things, let us have the numbers. Teka lang, parang I lost that one na. I lost that part. Anyway, let me survey this one. Anyway, the word assurance should go at the top of the ladder daw. Among these things, no, yung assurance daw will go at the top of the ladder, or pinaka-importante is the assurance. Ibig sabihin, kahit hindi ka masyadong nag-respond ka agad, but meron ka assurance na, sir, maayos namin yung product na nasira nyo. Kahit walang masyadong facilities, basta meron ka assurance na ginawa. Those are important for the customers. So pag na-raise natin yan, assurance, sorry for this one. Then we have responsiveness, empathy, physical facilities, reliability, and employee appearance. Okay. So employee appearance daw will go at the bottom. Ibig sabihin, employee appearance are also have rules in the customer service, pero hindi sila masyadong importante. Hindi na sila masyadong papansinan ng customer as long as may assurance na ginawa. Ibig sabihin, kasi hindi masyadong tidy daw yung customer representative. Basta magaling sa mag-assure, she's responsive, she can relate, the customer can rely on the customer representative, kahit hindi masyadong ayos, yung word lang niya, no? That is enough. Because assurance is more important than employee appearance. So, take note guys, no? Pag meron kang business, assurance palagi ang yung gagawin. Assurance and responsiveness, those are the first two na gagawin natin pag meron kang ginagawang customer service. Yung responsiveness, yung talagang you respond right away, sinagot mo kagad yung tawag. May nakausap ka agad yung customer sa yung shop, sa yung store. Those are enough. Okay, so the first two, assurance and responsiveness. But also empathy is also important kasi you should know what are the feelings of the customer na may complaint. So dapat ilagay mo yung sarili mo doon sa sarili, no, ng customer mo. Okay, so those are the things to be learned when you are doing customer service daw. Okay, and yan, assurance, responsiveness, empathy, physical facilities, reliability, and employee appearance. Yan, that is our proper order. Now, tayo sa ating next. Let us sub the numbers daw. Ito yung mga, these are the things that when we're going to put this in numbers, we can summarize the complaints, we can summarize the anger of the customers now when we are going to put those in figures daw. Okay, the first number is 40%. 40%. So sa 10, 4. Sa 100, 40. That is 40% now. So what does it mean? What does that figure mean for us? Tingnan natin. Okay. 40% daw of customers nagsabi they change vendors because of poor service. Okay. So, importante ito no? We should learn with this one. Dapat you should put this in mind pag negosyante ka na, pag meron ka ng sariling company later on. Okay? 4 sa bawat 10 o 10, 4 daw ang magpapalit ng supplier or magpapalit ng bibilhan. Ang reason is poor service. Okay guys, hindi natin pinag-usapan dito yung quality ng product na binibenta mo. Okay, kasi kahit hindi rin masyadong maganda yung product, basta yung service na ginagawa mo para sa customer na bumili ay maganda, they will not change. No? Pero pag pangit yung product mo, pangit pa yung service mo, sa 4 na yan, no? 10 yan, 4 na magpapalit ng vendor. So poor service. So that is what we're saying here is yung service na gagawin sa customers mo is very important. Hindi palagi yung product na kanilang binili. Ang magsasabi sa iyo kung magpapalit sila ng vendor, kung ilipat sila ng ang bibilhan or hindi. Yung poor service mo ang reason. 40. So, ibig sabihin yan, maganda rin yung product mo. At the same time, maganda pa yung service mo. So, hindi sila lilipat ng vendor or seller. Okay, so versus 8% daw ng customers mo ang nagsabi na sila ay magpapalit ng vendor. Ang reason ay price and product quality. Ang layo ng diferensya, guys. 40% versus 8%. Ibig sabihin yan, mas marami ang lilipat ng bilihan kung poor service ay pangit. 8% lang daw ang lilipat ng bilihan. Okay? Kung ang reason daw ay price lang tapos product quality, hindi masyadong, that is not a big deal for them. Kung price and product quality lang ang pag-uusapan, ibig sabihin kung pangit yung price mo at pangit ang product quality ang pinag-usapan natin, hindi sila masyadong dilipat kung yun lang ang reason. 8 lang, 10. 8% lang, 10 ang lilipat. Or 8% sa 100 ang lilipat. Ibig sabihin yan, pag meron ka 100 na customers, 8 doon ay lilipat. Ang reason nila ay pangit yung price mo at pangit ang product quality. 8% hindi masyadong marami. Okay? Ibig sabihin, hindi sila masyadong lilipat kung yun lang dahilan. Pero pag ang dahilan daw ay poor service, 40% ng customers mo lilipat. Okay? So tandaan yan, na mas importante na ginaganda mo yung service mo kaysa ginaganda mo yung price and product quality. Kasi ang product quality, sometimes they can tolerate that, Hindi naman lahat ng product ay perfect. So they can tolerate kung product ay may sira or may defect. Pero yung poor service, they can tolerate that 40% of the time. Dilipat sila. Yung price, hindi masyadong importante. Hindi sila masyadong big deal sa kanilang price mo. Hindi sila masyadong dilipat kung price lang dahilan. 8% lang sila. Okay, so I hope that you will put this in your mind. Pag meron ka ng sariling company or business later on, the 40% and the 8%. No? Okay, now let's have the next slide. Numbers pa rin tayo. A satisfied customer will tell 3 others about your product or service. Okay. Pag may customer kang satisfied or may customer kang tuwang-tuwa sa'yo, tuwang-tuwa sa product mo, walang kareklamo, they will have a word of mouth publicity. Magkakwento yan nung kanilang magandang experience doon sa iyong business. Magkakwento daw yan sa 3 lang. Pag satisfied sila, 3 lang ang kailangang pagkakwentuhan. Okay naman kasi mayroon kang word of mouth publicity na nagawa yung customers mo pag satisfied sila, pero 3 lang. Okay, now ito yung alarming. Okay, now ang isang unhappy customer daw, yung pag binaliktad natin, yung isang hindi nasayahan sa service mo, magkakwento rin yan. Kaya lang, mas marami na ang kanyang pagkakwentuhan. Okay? Magkakwento siya sa 15 other people. Okay? Kanina sa taas, yung masaya, yung satisfied, nagkwento, pero sa 3 lang. Pero ito, yung hindi satisfied or galit, magkakwento, 15. Ibig sabihin, mas madalas ka magkwento ng pangit kaysa magkakwento ka ng maganda. 15 versus 3 other people, ang layo yung diferensya. Okay? Kasi nga yung nasa taas, hindi nila masyadong ikakwento yung maganda because that is a given. That is a given. They assume na talaga namang magandang kanilang experience sa isang business na kanilang pinuntahan. Ang hindi nila ine-expect ay yung hindi sila masaya. Kaya nga 15 other people, mas madalas sila magkwento ng unsatisfaction kesa satisfaction. 15 other people, ang dami niyan. Okay? So, ibig sabihin niyan, ingatan mo na hindi satisfied ang customer kasi magkukwento yan. Okay? Yung sa taas, huwag masyadong pansinin. That is a given. We assume talagang yun ang kanilang gagawin. Pero yung nasa baba, yan ang ingatan natin. 15 other people, pinagkwentuhan nila, and they will multiply. Yung 15 pinagkwentuhan, magkukwento din yan. See? So how fast, no? How fast that they're going to do that word of mouth publicity negatively. Alarming, right? Okay, so let's have another one. Figure pa rin, 70%. Ano naman kaya itong 70% na to? Let's take this one. 70% of customers whose complaints are resolved do come back. Okay, you're not perfect. Hindi naman lahat ng product or service mo ay perfect. Meron talagang magiging defect sa product na yan. So you expect na meron talagang complaints na gagawin ang iyong mga customers. No one is perfect. No? Kahit the best company, no? Na meron talaga silang complaint na patatanggap. Akala nila they are perfect. Akala mo you are perfect, but merong pupunta, merong babalik, no? Para mag-complain. So ibig sabihin, in this slide, no, that is a given. You should expect that customers will complain about, will make complaints about your business, about the product. Babalik sila. What is important is you should know how to solve the complaints of the customers mo. Kasi nga, pag hindi mo siya na-solve, chances are hindi sila babalik. Kumbaga, they can tolerate defects, they can tolerate complaints. But what is important for them is you should resolve yung complaints na kanilang ginawa. Kasi sa 10 customers na nag-complain sa isang defective product, babalik pa rin mga yan. Okay? So don't be afraid na pag nag-complain, di sila babalik. Babalik mga yan. Sa 10, 7 ang babalik. Pag na-solve mo yung kanilang complaint. So don't worry, don't be afraid na ay, hindi na babalik tong customers na to kasi may bad experience sa amin. Alright? That is not always true, no? Babalik sila 70% of the time. What is important, you resolve the complaints ng mga customers mo. Iba kasi pinapabayaan lang, di ba? Iba hindi masyadong sinosolve. Kasi they have a complaint. The complaint itself is a bad thing already. Then hindi mo pa sa sinolve. So doble-doble na ang kasalanan mo sa kanila. One is enough, no? Yung defective product, that is enough. Bawiin mo lang sa kanila sa good customer service. Babalik pa rin yan. 70% of the time. Sa 100, 70 babalik, marami na yan. Yung 30, hindi na babalik kasi hindi naman lahat, we can't please everybody, na. So meron lang hindi babalik. But what is important is mas marami yung returning customers mo. 70%. Alright. Babalik yan. Alright. Now let's have this one, how to handle an angry customer. Yung galit na customer, no? Tapos hindi mo alam paano siya i-handle. But since you have taken this lesson, since nakita mo ng lesson na to, at least we can share paano natin i-handle yung galit na customer. Alright, number 1. Magalit na galit yan, no? Nako po. Nakita mo mga yan, nako, talagang matatakot ka. Pag customers mo ganyan, magalit na galit, di ba? Nako, di mo alam gagawin, matataranta ka. But what is important today is, since you have taken this lesson, at least we have something to do, how to handle these people. Number 1, listen actively. Okay. Ang galit na customer lumapit sa iyo, nagkukwento. Kasi ang tendency na, pag yung customer na galit na galit, hindi ka makakasingit sa kanyang salita. Okay? Lahat ibuhusan hanggang magkautaluran, hanggang magkabulol-bulol yan. Tapos hindi mo siya pinapakinggan. Naku, si doble na. Di ba? Nagkakwento ko dami-dami, galit na galit ka, tapos hindi pa lang kikinig. Yung customer service na dapat ay na pinagsusumbungan mo o na pinapagalitan mo. Okay? Na naka-earphone, hindi ka pinapansin. Ako, talagang magdodoble yung galit mo dyan. Now, on the part of the customer, CSR representative, listen actively. Kasi pag hindi ka nakikinig sa kanya, hindi mo malalaman yung complaint ng customer mo. Okay, you can't solve a problem that you don't know. So dapat pakinggan mo yan. Although masakit sa tenga, but yan talaga sa una, no? That is the instinct na paggalit na galit ang customers mo, hindi ka makakasingit. So you should know the art of listening first. Not only listening, but actively you digest the info na sinasabi sa'yo so that you can solve. Then later on, yung galit na customer yan, maglalaylo naman yan eh. Then pag okay na siya, you can now repeat, ma'am, ito po ba yung complaint nyo? Isa-isahin po natin. Wala kang iisa-isahin pag hindi ka nakinig kanina. Alright? So dapat nakinig ka kanina para meron kang iisa-isahin. Man, tama ba itong binanggit ko? Tama ba itong sinulat ko dito? Yung complaint, yung date, ilang item nasira, kailan nasira. Sana mabawasan yung kanyang anger. Okay? Pero pag tinanong ka, wala kang masabi sa kanya, hindi mo alam kung kinakagalit ng customer mo, madudoble na. Okay? So you should listen to that customer, no? Actively. Ayan. Actively and attentively. Okay, at least with number 1, at least we can know that yun pala ang dapat natin ginagawa. You should not ignore yung customers na galit na galit. Alright, and let's go to number 2. Meron pa din. 70% of the time. 7 out of Okay, di ba? 7 out of 10 sa 7, sa 10 pala, hindi lahat ay nagagalit. It is not always the reason na lang nagagalit because of the poor product or defective product. Kasi dito, sa 10, 7 ay galit na galit not because of the product. Na dapat nakikinig sa kanya. Imagine if you're just listening to them, okay, yung percent na yan, matatanggal natin yan. Mababawasan, di ba? Yung nagagalit. Imagine, 7, matatanggal natin pag nakikinig ka lang sa kanila. Right? So, you listen to the customers actively or attentively. That is marketing, pagkabenta, hindi natapos dyan yung relation mo sa customer mo. Hindi ka lang nagbebenta. Hindi yung pagdatanggap pa yung bayad nila, hindi yung it ends there, no? That is selling. Ang marketing dapat meron kang sinasabing after sales service. Professional marketing. Okay, just remember the 70%. Okay, number 2, the next one. Apologize. Okay, so we should not forget this one. A sincere apology can change everything. An apology makes the angry customer feel heard and understood. Galit na galit ka, hindi nag-apologize sa'yo. What do you feel, guys, now? Pero pag binalik na natin yan, galit na galit ka, but somebody said a very sincere apology, at least mababawasan. Okay? Alright, it reestablishes trust. Apology reestablishes trust. It can reduce cases being filed because of apology. Ganun ka-powerful yung apology, no, na pwede nating gawin. Okay, let me see first if for a while, guys, kung okay pa yung ating kwan. Our recording. Alright, so we are all still okay. Alright. So simple word of apology can change everything. For a while, okay, reading slide. Okay. Going back to the first slide. A simple word of apology can reduce lawsuit. Apologize to customers regardless of fault. Kahit ikaw may kasalanan, okay, kasi between the two, it should be the seller, ikaw na negosyante, ang mag-slide down. Don't expect that from the customer. Huwag pataasan ng pride, no? So you should slide down. Ikaw yung maunang magpakumbaba. You should be the one who should accept the fault. Mag-apologize ka. Kahit sa may kasalanan, no? Kahit yung buyer mo, deep inside, you know that the buyer is the one who has at fault. You apologize, guys. The apology should be carefully worded. Okay, so simple kasi hindi porke nag-sorry ka ay magandang pakinggan. Kasi may mga sorry, may mga apology na hindi maganda yung dating. Example, nag-sorry ka. Sorry na, 'di ba? Hindi masyadong maganda yung dating nun. Sige na, sorry na nga. Sige na nga, sorry na. That is an apology, right? Para hindi siya carefully worded. Dapat sincere, right? Ay ma'am, I know yung situation nyo, but in behalf of the company, I am apologizing very sincerely. Mas maganda yun kaysa yung kanina, di ba? Mas maganda yun kaysa, sige na nga, sorry na. Oh, okay na, siguro na, sorry na. Napangit, no? So carefully worded. A sincere apology and carefully worded. Okay, para it will not cure everything, but it can do something. Kahit maliit lang, no? Just the word of just apologizing can do something about the anger of the customer. Iba kasi natin, we have pride, no? Na hindi tayo marunong mag-apologize, na hindi tayo maunang mag-apologize. Pero pag negosyante ka, to win back the customer, you apologize sincerely. Regardless if the customer is the one who was at fault, kahit sa may kasalanan, you slide down. Okay, so this one is an example of a carefully worded apology. Please accept my sincere apology for any inconvenience this may have caused you. This one is a good example of carefully worded, sincere and carefully worded apology. Okay, so number 3, let's go to this one. The customer is not always right, but they are always the customer. This saying is they call this ancient saying about customer. It has been around for a very long time. The customer is always right. Okay, but they are not always right, of course, right? Kasi may mga customers naman na hindi naman talaga palaging tama, no? May customers na mali naman talaga. Kaya nga, they are not always right. But they are always the customer. At the end of the day, customer pa rin sila. At the end of the day, sila pa rin yung bumibili sa business mo. At the end of the day, sila pa rin yung nagpapaandar ng business mo. At the end of the day, sila pa rin yung backbone or lifeblood ng iyong business. Pag wala yan, pag masungit na customer na hindi right. Pero pag wala yung masungit na yan, pag wala yung hindi right na customer na yan, so wala rin yung business mo. Okay? So the customers, that masungit na customer, they feed your business, they feed your family. Okay? So they are always the customer. They are always doing that for the business. Paying money for the products that they receive. Anyway, yun naman ang pinasok ng negosyo, di ba? To receive money from the customer and they are giving you the money. Right? Masungit nga lang. Hindi nga lang sila right. But they are always the customer. Okay, so number 4, make it a game. So, ibig sabihin number 3, no? Kahit masungit yan, huwag mo masyadong pansinin sungit. Don't take it personally. At the end of the day, pera pa rin yan. Okay, number 4, make it a game. Gawin siyang masaya. Make fun of it. Make fun of customer complaints. Okay, you can use this example. You are the boss of one company and you have 5 customer service, you have 5 SSR na nagre-receive ng mga calls ng mga customers na. Yung 5 yan, araw-araw na lang, they are receiving complaints from the customers. Angry customers palagi. Tendency, they are afraid or sawa na sila kakasagot ng phone. Or ayaw nilang sumagot ng phone kasi they expect that that phone ringing will come from an angry customer. So parang ayaw nilang sagutin. Parang they are aloof, no? Parang they ignore everything. Na parang, what they call this in Tagalog? Turuan, no? Turuan kung sino sasagot ng telephone. Okay? Kasi anyway, sino nga naman yung sasagot ng isang angry customer, di ba? Ayaw naman nila. But for number 4, para masaya, para maiba, make it a game. Okay? Ibig sabihin, yung 5 yan, ipa-contest mo kung sinong may pinakamaraming na-receive na call sa isang araw. Sa yung panalo. The one with the most complaints na natanggap sa isang araw wins, no? So, anong tendency? Paramihan ng masasagot na call. Paramihan ng masasagot na complaints. So, di na sila takot. Ang mangyayari, unahan pa yan pagsagot ng call. Kasi yung pinakamaraming na-solve na complaints will win in a particular day. Alright? Tapos ang premyo, yung 4, ililibre nila ng lunch. Yung nanalo. For example, yung lunch ng nanalo, ano lang, 100 pesos. O tig 25 sila. Okay? So, para masaya siya, no? Parang pinagkakatuwaan yung receiving calls, unahan. Alright? So, ang maganda dyan, pag unahan sila, isang ring pa lang ng telephone, iangat na nila. Di na pinaghihintay yung isang complaining customer, which is good. Which is good for the customers calling. Yung maganda, di ba? Make it a game. Alright. Number 5, kill them softly with diplomacy and kindness. Trace natin dyan. Yan. Isang galit na galit na customer sa'yo. Pero ikaw, very cool pa rin. Napakabait mo pa rin. Napaka-diplomatic mo pa rin. Parang kontrapelo, you know? Galit na customers. Bursting na anger. Tapos isang cool na customer representative. Pag ikaw yung customer, maasar ka, no? Ako, ba't ako galit na galit? Galit na ikaw cool pa rin. Alright, so ano mangyari dyan? Mahihiya sa sarili niya yung isang complaining customer na sigaw ng sigaw na hindi pinapatulan nung isang CSR. Very pa rin siya, napaka-diplomatic pa rin siya. Napaka-mahinahon pa rin siya. Very professional pa rin yung CSR na yan. Mantala ikaw ay galit na. Right? Then later on, maglalaylo ka na. Bakit ako galit na galit? Samantalang yung kausap ay napakabait. Slowly, no? Slowly, the anger should die down hanggang magkapareho na kayo ng level. Hanggang pareho na kayong cool ng isang CSR. Yeah, don't lose your coolness kung situation na gano'n. Huwag mong sabayin yung anger ng customer kasi that is their natural tendency na meron silang complaint, meron silang defective products, may reklamo sila, kaya sila sumisigaw. Ikaw naman wala. You're not in the same situation. So why bakit mo tatapatan yung galit ng customers mo? So walang matatapos. You're in the best position to cool down. Magko-cool down naman siya pero mamaya pa, no? Okay, number 6. Go into computer mode, speak without emotion. Okay, if you can imagine what is a computer, ang computer walang emotion. Matalinong computer pero walang emotion. Kaya nga sabi nila, hindi pa pwedeng palitan ng computer yung human. Kasi ang human may emotion. Ang computer wala. Alright? But sometimes we can copy the computer. How? We sometimes should not have emotion. We should not be affected by our emotion. Parang computer nga, pag computer, pagalitan mo yan, sipahin mo, hindi siya magreklamo eh. Diba? Sometimes, humans should also like that. Walang emotion. Ibig sabihin, pag may galit na customer, don't show emotion. Huwag kang magpakita ng galit. Don't show anger. Okay? Nakikinig ka, you're listening attentively and actively. You're writing down the complaints. You're listening. Pero wala kang emotion. You're not reacting. Okay? But you summarize. No? Yung sinasabi ng iyong customer. Don't be affected by the emotion of the complainant. Na? Pag nangyari kasi yan, nako, parang na kayong galit. Maya-maya, nag-aaway na kayo. Maya-maya, dalawa na kayong inaawat ng mga office mates. Samantalang, isa lang dapat inaawat. At yun yung complaining customers, right? So, huwag mo nang sabayan yung galit nila. Ang computer ka, no? Deadma emotionally, but hindi deadma sa pakikinig sa kanilang complaints. Alright. And number 7, don't be defensive. Accept the fault. Even if you know that the customer is in fault. May mga may mga CSR kasi na may customers na lumapit. O, sagot ng CSR, ang sagot ng customer representative, sir, ano po kasi? Sunday po kasi, sir, kasi po wala pong pesa. Sir, wala kasi yung in charge dito. Sir, mali po kasi ang paggagamit nyo, di ba? Defensive. Okay? Pag ikaw yung complaining customer, if you hear those words, no, so mas lalo kang magagalit. The opposite, wag mong gawin yon. Don't be defensive. You accept the fault na lang. Kasi kahit yan ay don't blame that to someone. Kasi kahit mag-blame ka, wala na rin. Diba? Importante you focus on how to solve the problem. Don't do blame throwing. That is annoying. So complaints, defensive. Don't be defensive. Just solve the problems. Okay? So anong pwedeng gawin? Sabi ko kanina, wag sabihin yung kasi po sir, wala po kaming pesang ganito eh. Kasi po holiday po kasi kahapon. Sir po kasi wala yung person in charge. Wag ganon, no? Don't be defensive like that. No? Pwede mong gawin, sige sir po, gawin po natin ng paraan pag dumating na po yung person in charge. Gawin po natin ang ating magagawa. Gawin po natin ng paraan. Pag narinig ng customer yan, so mabawasan yung kanyang anger. Kaysa marinig yung kanina na defensive ka, madadagdagan yung anger niya. So bawasan natin yung anger ng customer by doing this number 7. So don't be defensive. You accept the fault na lang. Anyway, you are the one who is selling, di ba? Hindi mas-solve ng customer yan. Pag yung business lang na makakasolve yan. Kaya nagbibenta eh. Alright, and we have this number 8. Have I done something personally to upset you? So, pwedeng reverse psychology, no? Psychologically. Sir, ano po ba yung nagawa ko? Bakit po kayo galit na galit? Di ba? Sir, ito nga po, ginagawa po namin yung lahat ng magagawa namin to repair or to replace or to remedy yung product or yung problem or your service. Yan po ginagawa natin. Ginagawa po natin ng paraan. Meron po bumang nakapag-upset po sa inyo? Parang reverse psychology ginagawa natin, di ba? But I think that is effective. Mag-iisip yung customer dyan. Oo nga, di ba? Wala naman sa ginagawa sa akin. Bakit ko sa akin pinapagalitan? Samantalang ginagawa naman niya lahat yung paraan para ma-remedy. Ma-remedy yung product, no, nasira. Okay, so sige na nga. Sige, anong gagawin natin? Alright, o diba? Yan ang maganda. Okay, and number 9, show empathy. Pag sinabing show empathy, dapat maramdaman yung nararamdaman ng isang galit na customer so that you can know how to react. Ilagay mo sarili mo sa kanyang sapatos, no? Yung dapat mo maramdaman. Okay? And how do you do this? Showing empathy. Okay, sir, ma'am, I understand why you're upset. Naintindihan po namin bakit po kayo galit na galit. I realized the wait you encountered was an inconvenience for you. Okay po, na-realize po namin na it was very convenient na mapaghintay na walang magamit, for example, na aircon. I'm sure I'd feel just same as you do. I know exactly how you feel po. Kaya nga po, ginagawa po namin ng paraan as much as possible. The soonest possible time, gawin po natin ng paraan. Yan. So, dapat nakikiramay ka rin dun sa nararamdaman ng isang complaining customers. Okay, para alam niya na alam mo paano i-solve yung problem kasi nararamdaman mo. Example, may bumili ng aircon sa inyo. After 1 week, nasira yung aircon. Hindi dapat maramdaman yung init pag wala kang aircon. Okay? Pag ganon, alam mong ayusin mo talaga kasi alam mong pakiramdam pag mainit. Okay, so number 10, show appreciation. Thank the customer for taking the time to give you feedback. The feedback of customers, the complaints of the customers is actually feedback. A feedback in disguise. Akala mo ano lang siya, akala mo complaint lang siya, but actually you are now gathering feedback. Anong mali, anong sira, anong shortcoming ng product or service na pinoprovide mo sa kanila. Okay, now if they give feedback, that is very important. Sabi natin sa last lesson, feedback should be treated as gold, as jewelry na napaka-importante. Pag nag-feedback sila, they take their time to go to your company to give that feedback. Imagine, di ba? Busy na na negosyante na bumili ng product sa'yo. Din pinuntahan ka sa inyong company para mag-complain. Okay? That is something that is borrowed time ng negosyanteng yon. Just to give you feedback. Just to complain, pinuntahan ka. Napaka-busy ng tao. So take the time to appreciate that effort, no? For giving you that feedback at a borrowed time. Alright, so thanks for the feedback. I'm glad you voiced it out. Thanks for the those are complaints, but you're glad that they voiced it out. Thanks for taking the time to let us know how you feel, and we appreciate customers to let us know when things are not right. Magandang words pakinggan, di ba? Na hindi mo pinagalitan yung customer sa kanilang complaints. In fact, you treated those complaints as feedback. Pinasalamatan mo pa sila. Alright? And I'm sure matutuwa yung customer pag ginawa mo yun. Okay, number 11. Tell them what are you going to do and keep those promises. Pag ikaw yung customer tapos hindi mo alam ang ginagawa, ang gagawin nila sa iyong product, you are totally blind, hindi mo alam, babawasan ba? Di pag nagpa-ayos ng cellphone, di ba? Natatakot ka kung babawasan ba nila yung pyesa, papalitan ba ng pyesa, di ba? Natatakot ka pag ganun sa natatakot ka. Okay, so ang maganda dito, no? Pag may pinayos sila sa iyo, sabihin mo anong gagawin. Sir, ito pong gagawin natin. May sira pong ganito. Papalitan po ng pyesa. Bibili po kami ng pyesa from the outside supplier. Gagawin po namin to for 2 days. Okay? At i-feedback po namin kayo. So, isa-isa natin yung one. So, the same thing na pag may pag nagpagupit ka, pag nagpa-facial ka, sinasabi sa'yo yung nag-facial sa'yo kung anong gagawin sa mukha mo, anong i-apply sa mukha mo para alam mo yung nilalagay. Okay? So the same thing, pag may aayusin, dapat alam mo yung gagawin. Alam mo yung gagawin nila sa product na binili mo sa kanila. Kasi iwan mo yun sa kanila eh. O sige ma'am po, ito po gawin namin and magagawa po namin to within 3 days. Okay, 3 days, di ba? So, alam mong 2 days lang sa matatapos, pero gawin mo sang 3 days. Okay? Para pagdatapos na ng 2 days, matutuwa sila. Di ba they are expecting 3 days, di ba? Di natapos pa sa within 2 days, no? So matutuwa, wow, ang bilis ah. Wala pa sa 3 days na naayos na. Di ba? Actually, 2 days lang talaga, dinagdagan mo lang para mayroon kang allowance. Huwag mong babaliktarin yun ha. Huwag mong gagawing 2 days kung alam mong 3 days ang ayusin. Mas maganda yung nagdadagdag ka. Okay, ng allowance na days no? Sa gagawing repair no? Sa isang product na binalik sa'yo. Okay, tell them what are you going to do and keep those promises. Okay. Alright, and let's go to number 12. Adapt a can-do attitude, appreciate the power of yes. Okay, so ibig sabihin, no? Yes ka lang ng yes. That is positive sa isang customer na nagko-complain sa'yo. Kasi, if you mention the word no, ay, sir, sorry po, hindi namin magagawa, wala pong pyesa eh. Ako, negative ka agad, diba? So, that is very annoying on the part of the customers. Yes ka lang ng yes, kahit hindi mo siguradong maayos mo yan, gawa ka na ng parang para maging yes, no? Para maayos yan. Adapt a can-do attitude. Ako, nainis ako sa mga nagsasabi ng, sir, hindi pa namin maayos yan. Wala pa kang pyesa, ganito. Sir, wala po yung in charge. Sir, absent po yung gumawa. Sir, hindi pa namin alam gagawin. Diba? Annoying. A can-do attitude. Ipakita mo na kaya yung gawin. Okay? And gawa na lang paraan kung paano siya gagawin. And always say yes daw. Okay. For 13, help customers understand your systems. Okay, habang umiikot siya. Okay. Okay, ganito yan. Ano? Customers are annoyed or angry kasi they are expecting na madaling matatapos yung product na pinapaayos sa inyo. Ang reason, akala nila madaling matatapos. Kasi they don't know the ins and out. Hindi na alam pagdadaanan sa loob eh. But if you're going to tell them yung mga gagawin pagdadaanan sa loob, they can understand na matagal pala. Okay? O sir, ganito po yan. Kasi dadaan po yan sa station A, tapos pipirmahan nila yan, isasubmit sa station B, then ayusin na naman dyan, pipirmahan, then on the third day sa station C naman, hanggang makaabot sa station D. So ganoon po sir yung flow, yung sequence ng gagawin sa product nyo. Maraming po talagang signatory, maraming po talagang gagawin. Now, if the customers understand that system, hindi na sa mag-expect ng medyo matagal. So be honest enough, be candid enough to tell them yung pagdadaanan, kahit matagal yan, sabihin mo sa kanila. Okay? Hindi ko sinabing yes ha. You're just telling them the truth, no? Yung tagal ng pagdadaanan. Huwag mo shortcut kasi pag nag-shortcut ka na yan eh. They'll expect the product within 2 days, no? Kasi they don't understand the system. That meron silang visual nung pagdadaanan, kung gaano katagal, kung gaano kalayo pagdadaanan ng product, no, na ayusin bago makarating sa kanila. Okay, so that they will not expect something na medyo na mabilis, no. So pag binigyan mo silang timetable at sumasabay ka naman sa timetable na yon, so at least wala kang worry na magreklamo sila kung medyo matagal, because they know yung length of time. Okay, so that is number 13, and let's go to 14. Keep your customers in the know. Important dito, once in a while, nagpaayos sila ng cellphone sa'yo or anything, dapat once in a while, at the end of the day, after 2 days, ina-update mo sila. Kasi, example, no? I returned my cell phone to the company. Then inaayos na within 2 days. Within 1 week. In 1 week, wala man akong balita kung ano nangyayari sa cellphone. Maganda yung every now and then. Every one day or every 2 days, no? May ginagawang update yung company sa ano na nangyayari dun sa cellphone or any product na ginagawa. Para na-update ako, para meron akong visual kung saan na yung natatapos sa aking product. Kesa naghuhula ako in 1 week kung ano nangyayari dun sa product. So, parang installment natin yan. Okay? Ina-update natin sila by installment, by telling them every now and then, in the know. Okay? Dapat alam nila nangyayari. Okay, and I think that is the end of the lesson. We have mentioned 14 ways how to handle angry customers, and I hope that for this day and for your future company, future businesses, you will now know how to handle angry customers. And I learned that I shared something about that. So happy customer service. This has been Dr. Cortez, your business doctor, signing off. Bye everyone. Bye. We'll stop recording. Okay.
And to subscribe naman ako guys sa aking munting channel, Doc Oliver the Great TV. At yung aking isa pang channel, Doc Negosyo. Thank you!